right, John, this series wraps up on a beautiful day in Cincinnati. The Dodgers and the Reds at Great American Ballpark. And we welcome you inside. Hope you're having a good morning back in Los Angeles. Joe Davis, Orr Hershiser, Kirsten Watson will join us in just a bit. Back-to-back blown leads turn into walk-off wins for the Reds, and the Dodgers turn to Clayton Kershaw today to try and avoid the sweep.
Yeah, trying to get a W and trying to get some innings out of him. His last outing against the Yankees, he goes 7. That really is the last good outing that a starter has had for these Dodgers. They need innings, they need depth, and they need a W, something that doesn't look like a walk-off.
Yeah, and Dodgers trying to get a good feeling headed into Philadelphia for the back half of this road trip. Elly De La Cruz has put on a show, the talk of baseball, with his 2 games in the big leagues. Series finale between the Dodgers and the Reds coming up on Sportsnet LA. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today and shop NissanUSA.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try the Ribeye Steakhouse burgers now at Jack in the Box. Ready to rock in Cincinnati, inside and down in the field, Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Joe. First, we got a couple injury updates. Yesterday, Miguel Rojas came out of the game. He was dealing with some neck stiffness. Dave said it's been bothering him for a little bit, so he is down today. It was mostly hindering his swing, so he's going to take some time down. Then there is Miguel Rojas. There's a lot going on down here, guys. But then there's Noah Syndergaard. He was placed on the IL today with a blister on his right index finger. They told us that for this reset for him, it's just going to be a mental reset as well as giving him time to heal. So he flew back home to Los Angeles this morning, and there's no timeline on his return just yet, guys.
Those on-deck circles can be dangerous doing that on-field hit. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Dodgers here in the series finale. Betts, Freeman, and Martinez slides up to the 3 spot with Will Smith getting the day off. Muncy at third base, then David Peralta hitting 5th today. Miguel Vargas has had a nice little stretch going. Had a home run and a double last night. Chris Taylor starts in short with Rojas out. Outman's first action of the series. Center field and in the 8th spot. And Austin Barnes does the catching and bats 9th. On the mound for the Reds today is 25-year-old Graham Ashcraft, who's in his 2nd season in the major leagues and got off to a great start this year, Oral. He had a 2 ERA through his first 6 games. He's given up 7 or more in 4 of his last 6 starts.
There's not a big speed differential between his pitches, and mainly it's a 4-seam fastball that gets chartered as a cutter. It has a natural cut, kind of like Kenley Jansen. But you see these 3 baseballs of the 3 pitches he throws. That's a very tight window when it comes to velocity and timing him up. So he's got to have really good accuracy. And at a guy as big as he is, he needs to get down the hill and get to the top of the baseball so that his cutter has some depth and his 4-seamer has some cut to it.
He's pretty much ditched the sinker, which he's throwing about quarter of the time last year. He's only throwing a few of those per game because it's just not sinking, and so it all looks like the same thing.
Yeah, he has a tendency to really kind of come around the baseball, so all of his pitches, when they're coming at you, are going to be within a window of like 90 to 96 miles an hour, and all of them are going to either be straight or slightly right to left.
Mookie Betts to lead off. He did with a home run in yesterday's game, his 6th this year, his 3rd in his last 6 games, and got the Dodgers off to that promising start. Scored 6 runs over the first 3 innings, but nothing after that. In an 8-6 win for the Reds. Off we go in game 3, and a bouncing ball on the first pitch to Jonathan India. 1 gone in this first inning. And the Dodgers trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. First time they've lost this many games in a row since last May. The Reds, partially with Elly De La Cruz debuting, partially with the back-to-back walk-off wins, and partially because they're facing the Dodgers while doing it, are kind of the talk of baseball right now. As Freddie Freeman climbs in and takes a strike from Ashcraft. Even though they're 4 games below 500, all these things to generate buzz right now. And in that division, very much in the conversation. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brewers are in first place. Pirates a game and a half back, but the Reds sitting within 5. At this point, feels like a year ahead of schedule and that they're ready to compete. Freeman swings and misses, 1-2.
When you look at the categories where the Reds are good, and you start with their offense, very consistent, high batting average, high on base percentage, so they play and can win a lot of tight games. And the other thing about tight games is how good their bullpen is, and their bullpen has been very good in this series. Dodgers have tattooed the starting pitchers and have gotten their starting pitchers tattooed, but when it came to the battle of the bullpens, that really set up a lot of these 2 walk-off wins by the Reds.
Here's another 1-2 pitch. Freeman takes it low, and so what you're talking about makes Graham Ashcraft a really important component for this Reds team. Great start this year, great start to his career last year, but is now kind of fighting for his spot at the back end of that rotation. Count goes full on Freeman.
Tall, lanky guy that's trying to get it together. He's a little thicker than lanky, but he's a strong, tall guy who's trying to find the rhythm where he can get on those long, hot rolls where his pitches are working. He doesn't want to live in the middle of the plate.
Oh, we talked about him giving up a bunch of runs and a lot of outings lately. None more than on Saturday against the Brewers when he gave up 10 in 4 innings. 8th pitch to Freddie Freeman is ball 4. The Dodgers have their first base runner today. Up comes J.D. Martinez. Home run in the first game of the series, double yesterday, and now 32 extra base hits, second in the league to Freddie Freeman. Made even more remarkable by the fact that he missed almost 3 weeks of games. Strike 1.
He's mixed in that 2-seamer so far. He led Freddie Freeman off with it, leads J.D. Martinez off with it. Mookie got a little cut 4-seamer and got it off the end of the bat.
Driven the other way. Hopkins retreating, has room. Well, when he's right, those pitches play off of each other. The cutter and the sinker look like the same thing until the last moment, a little bit like Corbin Burns of the Milwaukee Brewers.
You know, that tunneling effect, if you're going to be in a close range as far as your velocities on your pitches, you better have really good tunneling effect and have them going in opposite directions. And one of them, the slider, with some depth.
2 away, Max Muncy. Top of the zone for a strike. Muncy started both games with RBIs in the first inning. He's now got 44 runs knocked in this year, second only to Pete Alonso. On an 0-1, Muncy takes ball 1. Martinez, 4th in runs batted in, even with the games missed. I understand the slugging percentage being number 1, but the cumulative numbers, Martinez being in the top 5, extra impressive. Freeman at first, 2 out, and a 1-1 pitch. 2-1 on Muncy. Dodgers with a chance to pick up a half game on Arizona. Diamondbacks game in D.C. was postponed because of the smoke from the wildfires, the air condition, which has made its way from Canada to New York and Philadelphia down to D.C. now. The word is that it's supposed to clear up considerably over the next 24 to 48 hours, at least in Philadelphia and New York, which is the more immediate question for the Dodgers as they head to Philly after this game. On a 3-1 pitch, Muncy fouls it off and the count goes full. Boy, he had one to hit there.
He sure did. We're seeing more sinkers out of Ashcraft. This is a 4-seam fastball that has a little natural cut to it that Max just barely gets off the barrel. His slider is really hard and sharp. It's going to be a devastating pitch if he can land it for a strike.
Couple long counts in this inning after the first pitch out. Freeman walked at the end of his. He'll be moving with this pitch. Once he taking his time settling in, he says, I get a timeout and I'm going to use it to full effect. Freeman getting a walking lead. There he goes. Here it comes. Muncy hits the ball in the air to center field for Jose Barrero. And Graham Ashcraft for the scoreless first inning for the Reds. Here comes Clayton Kershaw trying to steady the ship for the Dodgers, trying to avoid the sweep on this beautiful afternoon in Cincy. Newman, McLean in India, and then the rookie sensation Elly De La Cruz back at third base today. Spencer Steer, another rookie, is in left field hitting fifth. Tyler Stevenson DHs, then Hopkins, Barrero, and Casali finish up the lineup against Clayton Kershaw, who beat the Yankees on Friday in his last start. His first pitch today takes off on him, ball one. That was after a month of May that was uncharacteristically rocky for Kershaw with an ERA of 5.5. And so a good sign for him and the Dodgers, what he did against the Yanks. 2-0 on Newman.
He looked very good against the Yankees. The fastball was very accurate and had a little extra pop and life on it. I don't think it was the Yankees. I think he just was feeling good. It doesn't hurt to be in front of a great crowd at Dodger Stadium and pitching against the New York Yankees.
Sprays these first few all very wide. There's the final line on Friday. 9 strikeouts, matches season high for him. Starts this game though with a 4-pitch walk.
That is very odd for Clayton. Tried to go in his natural fastball into righties early, missed a little bit, and missed arm side high.
Facing this Reds offense that on Monday was very pesky. Yesterday showed some thump. They've scored 17 runs on 27 hits in the 2 games. And Matt McLean has helped lead that charge, going 5 for 10. There's a strike. One of the several rookies making an impact. One of 4 in the lineup today. No balls, 2 strikes.
This Reds team is a very action-oriented lineup. They've got a lot of speed. They make a lot of contact. They go deep into counts, so they get good information exchange from the pitcher. We've got some guys here that might be together for a while as a winning type organization.
You know, Elly De La Cruz after the game yesterday, they're asking him how it's been so far. And man, the vibes are great. So positive. I'd say like World Series vibes.
He's been in the big leagues for 2 games and had 2 home walk-off wins.
Yeah, this is a lot of fun, he's thinking.
Yeah, I like this career.
Down on strikes, 1 gone.
Slider down below the knees. Clayton gets his first strikeout. If the Dodgers strike out Clayton Kershaw and the rest of them, 10 batters, you're going to get yourself a jumbo jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box and any LA restaurants. Just buy a large drink.
And then enjoy the Dodgers and the Phillies getting their series started. Jonathan India pounces on the first pitch and flips it foul. Well, as young as this team is, India's one of the veterans, even though he's only in his 3rd year. He's certainly the leader of this group. Confident guy. He's played with an edge, really, since he arrived. Hits this one on the ground is short. Taylor's got it for 1. There's 2. Double play. 6-4-3. Taylor, nice play there on the backhand to finish off a scoreless first.
The 2023 Scotts MLB All-Star ballot is now open. Scan the QR to vote daily and decide who represents your Los Angeles Dodgers this summer.
Top 2, no score. Yeah, David Peralta to lead off for the Dodgers against Graham Ashcraft. Strike 1. It's odd seeing zeros up there after an inning. There's been so much offense in this series in the early innings. And the Dodgers had the 6 runs over the first 3 innings yesterday, and then from the 5th inning on went 1 for 31, or at least in the first 2 games of the series combined. Very similar story. David Peralta rips a base hit into right. He had his 8-game hitting streak end with a pinch hit appearance yesterday, but begins a new one here. Here's one of their hottest hitters, Miguel Vargas. He's got a mini hitting streak of his own and some pop in that streak.
Spraying it all over the field, but to the pull side, it has been going some distance. Breaking ball or fastball, doubles or home runs. He's been swinging it really well.
Ahead 1-0.
De La Cruz talked about the vibe in the ballpark in his first 2 games. Well, there's not a vibe in the ballpark right now. It's a little sleepy here, but a beautiful day in Cincinnati. But you got to find your own adrenaline. A lot of times after a tough loss and then a quick turnaround, 12:35 start. A lot of these Dodgers, believe it or not, this is the first city coming to the east, so this is a tough day game to get it going as far as 9:30 LA time, your body time.
Let's check swing tapper back to Ashcraft to second one. India to first, a double play.
Some double plays for the day game getaway day. Just a quick smooth turn. Dodgers had plenty of time on their double play, so Vargas took his time around the bag right there. They were just smooth at second.
Base is clean. Here's Chris Taylor. Looking for his first hit of this series at 0 for 5. Getting a start today against a right-handed pitcher with Rojas out. Left the game with neck stiffness last night. Kirsten reported that they hope to have him back this weekend. A little bit high for ball 1. Now, Taylor's been an all-star level hitter against left-handed pitching. Against righties, though, continues to struggle. Which, given his spot on this roster, it's not a deal breaker by any means. You combine what he does against lefties with his versatility, this is a really valuable guy still. On a 1-1 from Ashcraft, swings through it, 1-2.
I mean, traditionally, you have your starter against lefty, your starter against righty, a good defender that could come off the bench, and a pinch hitter. But he has an extra tool, which is all the different positions he can play.
Couldn't lay off there, and Ashcraft with a 9-pitch second. He's not disappointed in his arrival in the big leagues. Last night, home run and a triple. His home run was the hardest hit home run for the Reds this season. His triple saw him have the fastest run home to third in baseball this year. And now Elly De La Cruz meet Clayton Kershaw. Missed with his first one. And now up the middle. Backhand play by Vargas, and no chance to get De La Cruz as it's heaved away. That's an infield hit. And the leadoff man on for the second straight inning.
So he's got a walk, an infield hit, a double, and a home run, and some of the fastest running speeds we've ever seen. We just haven't seen his gun of an arm yet, but we probably will. He's played shortstop. He's played third base. Back at third again today.
And is the talk not just around baseball, but within clubhouses?
Yeah.
I mean, fans obviously are the Reds fired up about him, but in both clubhouses, the Red side and the Dodgers side, they sit in little circles and talk about what they're watching. You know it's got to be different when it's got all your peers talking. That's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike on Spencer Steer.
It is a rare combination of elite power with elite speed and an elite throwing arm. And it's not in your typical like 6'1" package either.
Foul ground at first for Freddie Freeman, and Steers retired.
The athleticism and the body awareness that he has, being 6'5", 6'6", it's a ridiculous combination.
Freddie Freeman is huge, and he towers over him.
He's standing on the base.
Oh, he is. Runner at first, one gone. Tyler Stevenson has had a good series. Stevenson, who, you know, they got all these young guys emerging this year. He's the one that they figured was a sure thing. He broke in a couple years ago and was their best hitter, but up until the last few days had been struggling. There goes De La Cruz. Throw from Barnes. Way offline. Even if it was on the money, probably not going to get De La Cruz, who over the last year plus in the minors has stolen 58 bases.
You talk about the special speed from De La Cruz. Clayton Kershaw, the best starting pitcher on the Dodgers as far as eliminating the stolen base, but even Clayton with his quick move and deception can't keep him held back.
Numbers stealing bases in AAA this season. He was caught 6 times.
Reds have attempted stealing third 18 times. That's near league high, so they don't stop at second.
Ball 2 on Stevenson. Stole 10 bases in a game on Saturday. Cincinnati did. On the 2-1, Stevenson lifts it to right for Mookie Betts. 2 out. Now here's an area where Clayton Kershaw throughout his career has been consistently dominant with runners in scoring position. Not the case this year. League hitting around 300 against him.
And a lot of that was in May, but is back on track. You're right. There have been times where Clayton just pitches out all his own jams. You don't even have to get the bullpen up, even if it's after the 6th inning, because he's going to figure out a way. Slightly different this year.
2 out for the rookie Hopkins. A little high, ball 1. Hopkins had his first multi-hit game last night. Got his first hit as a big leaguer on Monday. Swing and a miss at a slider, 1-1.
Slider most effective pitch again today. This one doesn't have a real sharp break, but stays out of the hitting area.
Over Kershaw. Vargas circles around it, snaps off a throw to get him. He's had a few plays that have looked just like that over the last game plus, and able to complete it here. No score, top 3. Dodgers and Reds playing the final game of this series in the AT&T Fiber Fast Pitch. Fastest pitches thrown in the majors this year. That guy there, Bobby Miller, has the 2nd fastest. And Hunter Green, who the Dodgers were fortunate not to have to face in this series, has thrown the fastest. Miller's going to be the guy on Saturday against Aaron Nola in Philadelphia.
I slipped up in the open and said the last good start was from Clayton Kershaw. Well, I forgot about Bobby Miller. 6 innings of 1 hit ball and 7 Ks. So I apologize, Bobby. Overlooked
Los
this.
Angeles challenge, the call in the field. The call in the field was no hit by pitch.
Yeah, it got him. Good
Right
work, Petey and Reimer.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd time in the last, what, 2.5 weeks that there's been a play like this with James Outman, one of those back foot breaking balls that may or may not have hit his foot, that they've looked at reviewing.
He's going to have to start jumping around a little bit. He's got too high a pain tolerance.
Or just really hard toes in his shoes. Like literally.
Steel toes.
Steel toe, yeah.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't quite steal as many bags.
And they change this quickly.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The batter was hit by pitch. LA retains the challenge.
I'm picturing the video room like high-fiving and fist bumping down there. You got to figure they do, right?
Yeah.
Check with them after the game today.
In the corner, there's 3 bottles of champagne on ice.
That's why the challenge rate goes down in the late innings. Is that? I made that part up. I don't know that it does. Those guys are fantastic. So the leadoff man on, and here is Barnes, getting his first action of this series, catching the day game for Kershaw. And grounds it off Ashcraft. Ricochets towards first, shovels and gets him. Hit it hard, but right at the big pitcher on the hill. And the scoring position goes Outman.
Got a little limp right now, but he did a good job once the ball deflects off of him, speeding towards it and then understanding that at the end I can just break it down, be sure of one. He had no rush once he got off the mound quickly. They're going to come out and check on him now.
Graham out of Huntsville, Alabama, and actually drafted at a high school there by the Dodgers. In 2016, instead of signing with the Dodgers, went to Mississippi State for a year, transferred from there to UAB, and was drafted by the Reds in the 6th round in 2019.
Taking some time to see if the pain will go away and the strength comes back into your leg.
He just felt Austin Barnes' hardest hit ball of the year. No, given where he's standing currently in the rotation and with his struggles, you figure he's going to do anything he can to stay in this game and continue to make his case to stay on the big league roster. Good to go. Almonds in scoring position and back to the top of the order for Mookie Betts. All these Dodgers seeing Ashcraft for the first time today. And Betts only gathered 1 pitch of information, swinging at the first pitch of the game and grounding out to second. One ball, no strikes. Two and up. It's the part of the order with extra thump. Top 3 in the majors in extra base hits. Comprise this top of the order. Betts is 3rd. You've got Freeman up next, who leads the majors, and then Martinez 2nd in extra base hits. This one gets away from Ashcraft and hits Mookie Betts. 2nd hit batter with this inning, and they're at 1st and 2nd for Freeman.
The ball from Austin Barnes struck him on the left leg. That's the landing leg, and that's the worst leg that you want to get hit because you're putting about 8 times body weight down into that leg that you're trying to brace and then throw. So if you get a little tentative with your front leg, it can affect your accuracy, your velocity, can even kind of radiate up into your shoulder and your elbow, cause you some pain.
Dodgers trying to take advantage of Ashcraft maybe not feeling right. 2 on 1 out. Freddie Freeman bangs one the other way, base hit. Outman's got good speed. He heads home. Ball's overrun by Steer. Dodgers strike first on a base hit from Freddie Freeman.
Freddie talked about coming into this series that he had forgotten about left field. Well, he doesn't forget about him here. Nice little cut fastball that he stays on and just hits it right through the 6 hole, which is vacated. They're planning to pull on the infield. That RBI has brought another meeting to the mound with Ashcraft.
And the trainer, Sean McQueenie, Out there with David Bell again, and they're saying you better be sure.
Alvin had to let that ball pass so he didn't run into it going to left field, but really good speed and cut the bases sharp for Dino Ebel.
So the Dodgers are the 1-0 lead. And JD Martinez coming up. Hit it hard his first time, but it was caught by Hopkins and right. Par for the course. Martinez hitting it hard lately. The biggest jump of any hitter in baseball last year to this year in quality of contact.
And it's a jump back to his norm from his prime.
And even a little above it.
Yeah.
In the dirt. Runners hold. And somebody as meticulous as he is, watching every swing that he takes, it may come as a surprise that he feels like mechanically he fell completely out of whack last year. And he said it took some fresh set of eyes to say, hey, no, like, you may not notice this watching every day, but you're a mess. And that was Robert Van Scoyoc for him. The 1-1. Martinez pulls it foul. You know, it's like when you're looking in the mirror every day, you don't notice the little changes.
I'm getting old. Yeah.
He's had a gray hair. I guess you would notice that, but
he's really fine-tuned his swing. So if it looked approximately the same to amateur eyes and to big-time baseball fans, it was completely wrong to Robert Van Scoyoc.
Says it all kind of begins with his hands. That all the issues domino from that. When his hands aren't right, it goes down to his core and then his hips and then his lower half. And he says the only reason that he thinks he's been competitive the last year or even two is that he's got that will that he still has from early in his career when he was grinding trying to stay in the majors. Pokes this one off the end of the bat to center field, and Barrero for out number 2. So he willed his way to an all-star performance last year, but has that swing synced up again.
It is amazing how if you can fix one thing that fixes 5 things, that's the master of coaching. Anybody can tell you what to do right or what you're doing wrong. It's finding that one thing that unlocks everything.
2 on 2 out. Muncy takes a strike. Takes a ball. Just got under it a little bit his first time. Fly to center field. Betts at second. Freeman at first. 1-1. In there. Strike 2. On a 1-2 pitch, Muncy takes just high. Ashcraft wanted it. Instead, the count evens 2-2.
For a guy who has almost abandoned his sinker, he has brought it back in this outing. He was down below 10%. He's hovering around 20% today.
Full count.
Another one. I guess after you give up 10 earnings in your last outing, you're going to make an adjustment. And he has made an adjustment slightly with the pitch selection.
Freddie Freeman's RBI single has the Dodgers on the board here in the 3rd inning, taking advantage of 2 hit batters. Runners will be moving with the pitch. There they go. Here it comes. Muncy takes ball 4 to load the bases.
They continue to watch Ashcraft anxiously from the Cincinnati Red dugout after being struck by the Austin Barnes ball. They're all kind of top stepping it.
Loaded up for David Peralta. Dodgers got their 7th grand slam of the year in the first game of this series from Freddie Freeman. That leads the majors. They had 2 all of last year. Strike 1 on Peralta. Singled his first time. He hit 9 of his last 10 games, hit 9 consecutive starts for David, who struck out off of the bench last night to end the hitting streak. Ball and a strike. He's taken off after a slow first month. He says he's probably trying a little bit too hard. Limited opportunities, new team. Above 300 since the start of May. On this 1-1 pitch, muscles one into center field and down. David Peralta comes through with 2 out. Throw to the plate, not in time. Freddie Freeman got those long legs ahead of the tag. And a 2-run single for Peralta makes it 3-0.
David Peralta pulls his hands in just enough to barely get the label of the barrel on it. Doesn't break the bat, but it hits it soft enough that it lands short to center field. Freddie just trying to sneak his toe in there at the end. Mookie was trying to get him down. And I don't know if Mookie got back there in time to give him the signal or not, but Freddie, what do you think? Boy, that's a close one. What do you got, Joe? Put you on the spot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mookie is waving him to get down, but just didn't have time to turn. Tag. Oh.
Are you sure? I don't know if you can tell from that angle.
I was
when
looking
the tag
at the back side of the glove and when it folds. Instead of watching the tip of the glove, I'm watching the back side of the catcher glove. And it looked like it turns with the impact of the shin, but I don't think it's going to be enough evidence to
that's
overturn
the thing
it.
here. It feels like one of those where, sure, maybe he was out, but I don't see a definitive angle. And, you know, when replay rooms are looking at this stuff, they're looking not was it the right call or not. They're looking to see, is there enough evidence to overturn it? That's the question they're asking themselves. They seem to think that there is, or at least that it's worth trying.
Interesting if Freddie slides, it gets there a little slower, but you are lower.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe. Cincinnati loses the challenge.
Well, the glove is up by the shin, so if Freddie slides, he gets there a little later, but the glove might have time to get down by the plate and
you don't
be
have
out.
any trips yet.
So
you don't have any trips yet. Yeah.
Maybe coming in feet first, he actually gets there quicker and gets the run.
And that's going to end the day for Graham Ashcraft. So the comebacker from Austin Barnes starts a spiral that is going to have Ashcraft leaving this game. Dodgers with a 3-0 lead. Yeah, David Bell, a quick entry into the bullpen on this Wednesday afternoon. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Good times in this 3rd inning, leading to an early pitching change. Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In-N-Out. Graham Ashcraft leaves, and Fernando Cruz comes on to pitch.
Coming off an inning and 2/3 and a 1-day rest against these Dodgers in game 1 of this series. They need to look for some length now from Cruz, so he can go more than one. But they first got to get him through this inning.
You're talking about the Reds bullpen earlier today, but they've been one of the big reasons that the Reds won the first 2 games. Were able to come back. Just 1 run and 8 2/3 worked. 2 on 2 out for Vargas, who lifts a fly ball to left center field that sends Steer back into the gap with Barrero. It's Barrero to make the catch, and it takes Cruz only 1 pitch to finish the inning. But the Dodgers get 3 and middle 3, lead 3-0.
Kershaw bobblehead night presented by Spectrum. For more information, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
All right, Kirsten, 3-0. Dodgers get Kershaw the lead, and he fires strike one to Jose Barrero. 8-9-1 for the Reds in this third. The former top prospect here in Barrero. Barrero broke into the major leagues in 2020. And in parts of 3 seasons has hit just 170. And so no longer that big time hyped prospect, just trying to hang on, trying to hold his position, which was shortstop. So that ship has sailed because you've got McLean there with De La Cruz and another couple guys in the minors that are really good. So today he's in center field. Fouls this into the glove, strike 3. And so for Elly De La Cruz, you don't have to look far for a cautionary tale that those prospect rankings aren't everything. It wasn't too long ago that Barrero was the one everybody was fired up to get here. And a couple years go by and he's almost forgotten. One away in the third on Kershaw's second K. And here's Curt Casali.
When you're a top prospect, you're usually a generational player, but you come to a league that's multi-generational.
Wow, what a stop by Muncy. High throw. Freeman goes up to get it, and Freddie Freeman has used his length twice in this inning, once on the bases and here at first.
From fingers to toes. Haven't we had some nice plays at third base from Max Muncy, starting a double play last night. Vargas has played some really slick second base, and Freddie Freeman over there at first, picking them all up. Couple of toe taps.
Little high on Newman for ball one. Started the game with a walk on 4 pitches, rare one for Kershaw. Cracked down the line, that is into the corner, and 2-out double for Newman.
It is a 2-out double, but you're 8 pitches into the third inning and you only have 29. Clayton with a lead, 2 out, man in scoring position, just trying to get in the dugout because he'd love to go deep into this game and really protect that Dodger bullpen.
Two-out chance for Matt McLain. Struck out his first time, takes strike 1 here. On an 0-1, McLain takes outside. Orange County native, grew up an Angels fan, idolizing Mike Trout. Stiller's 23 years old, McLain is. Swing and a miss on a slider. He's hit everything in his first few weeks in the majors at .348 over his first 21 games. Everything except changeups. Doesn't have a hit against a changeup, although Kershaw rarely throws his. Coming inside with a 1-2 and striking him out with a good slider. Kershaw strands the double and 3 scoreless innings in a 3-0 lead.
Shakey's Pizza is celebrating our educators with the 2023 Spectrum Educator Sweepstakes. 8 lucky winners will receive a $50 gift certificate, of course, from Shakey's Pizza, plus a teaching kit. Enter online at spectrumeducator.com.
Chris Taylor to open the 4th inning for the Dodgers after they got 3 in the 3rd. Trying to keep the pedal to the metal today after the offense sputtered after the early score in the first 2 games. Fernando Cruz needed just 1 pitch to get the final out of last inning. Delivers strike 1 to Taylor. Lifted to right center field and pretty deep. Barrero's going back. He's out of room and it's gone. Opposite field, leadoff home run, Chris Taylor. Dodgers up 4-0.
It didn't have that sound. It sounded good. It didn't sound unbelievable. Chris, with barrels are overrated, but we're going to see that he got most of it right there. Pretty good. But here at the Great American Small Ballpark.
Small park.
That too. I like it small ballpark.
It kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah.
But the ball really carries there to right center.
Yeah.
Wow. It's got to have something to do with the 2 scoreboards and the opening there.
Quickly 0-2 on James Outman. Taylor's 99th as a big leaguer, and he has matched last year's total already with number 10 this year. It's only his second opposite field home run, Chris Taylor. Two and two on Outman. Full count. Outman earns the walk. And he's been on both times. Against Fernando Cruz, who started his pro career back in 2006 as a shortstop. Wasn't very good at short, so they moved him behind the plate. Was okay there, but didn't hit at all. And so he gave pitching a try. That was in 2011. Made it to the major leagues at the age of 32 just last year. Three positions, played in 14 different leagues, included 3 separate leagues in Mexico. One of the 5 countries that he's played games in. And a couple stretches where he went a few years between playing an affiliated ball. Did all he could in indie ball just to hang on, keep going. Finally got his chance last year. Outside on Barnes.
That's a ridiculous journey. And to think about the accommodations that he's gone through all those countries and leagues. It's a rough life moving around the world trying to find a slider. You know, you go home at night, you're as a pitcher, you know, you can't go hit, you know, 1,500 golf balls like a golfer and play 36 holes and practice every day. You've got, you know, 60, 75 throws a day. Not all at full speed, experimenting with grips, trying to work on your body movements and your mechanics and your leverage. Then you got to do your weight training and your cardio. You sit there and possibly watch a whole bunch of games until you get your chance to get in there.
And he carried just an amazing perspective the whole time. He said, I knew that it was a process that I had to go through. As a position player, I knew it was a process. I moved the pitcher, still knew it was a process. I've never thought about my body feeling like I'm getting old. I just knew if I kept on doing the work, I've always been a positive person. I knew that it would break for me eventually. Barnes hits it hard again, down the left field line into the corner. 2 of his hardest hit balls of the year coming today. Outman's trying to score from first. The throw is late. He will. RBI double Austin Barnes and a 5-0 lead for LA.
This feels good for the Dodgers for a lot of reasons. Austin Barnes picking on a slider that backs up, and he laces it down the left field line. He gets to now run and enjoy that jog into second base. And then the run of Outman, Dino Ebel waving him home, and then after Outman goes by him, he picks up Barnes and holds him up at second.
A quick word from California Community Colleges.
Start your future at a California community college. Enroll today and apply for financial aid at icangotocollege.com.
3 in the third, 2 in the bank already in the fourth, and nobody out. The top of the order coming up. Outman has scored both times he's been up today. And for Austin Barnes, his 2 hardest hit balls of the year coming today. Now the frustration of making an out on the first one. They hit it right back at the pitcher. Gets the payoff with a double here. And his 4th run batted in this year. Betts pulls one to left. That's a base hit. They're teeing off right now on Cruz.
You can see how level Mookie's swing looks on this pitch because the ball has been elevated from Cruz, so they're not having to go down and get it to elevate it off the bat. You're just kind of doing some of the work for him, and that's just like some tee work right there.
First and third, Freddie Freeman. Walking an RBI single. Ahead 1-0.
Sometimes in baseball, an RBI is called money, picking up that money. Well, you bring the infield in with Freddie Freeman up there. That is like stealing money for him. This is easy. Hit in that 6 hole last time to get his RBI.
It's 1-2. Frustrated with himself. He didn't do more with that pitch. And when Freddie gets frustrated with himself, it's pretty endearing, and that your typical big leaguer gets frustrated and it becomes kind of a sailor's mouth. Freddie, he gets upset with himself and he says, stupid, stupid, swings his bat at the cage. Lifts this ball to right field for TJ Hopkins, plenty deep. To get Barnes in from third. And they've scored 3 in back-to-back innings. Heard somebody say keep it going, and you don't need a long memory to know why.
Yesterday they got 6 runs in the first 3 innings. They don't want that to happen again. Same thing they did pretty much in the first game.
Martinez swings and misses and got Casali with the backswing.
Dodgers sensitive to that with Will Smith getting poked an awful lot.
It's a hard one. Pops this one into left. Steer went back at first. Now angles on and will make the grab. We're talking about those comebacks the last 2 days for the Reds. The Dodgers blowing leads of 4+ back-to-back games. They had blown 2 leads of 4+ the last 6 years combined. Two outs from Muncy, who takes a ball. Get it out of your system on one stop of the tour, huh?
Yeah, the bullpen woes, they're starting to get a little sensitive about it. It has gone on too long. They're looking for answers. Maybe even looking for a new theory.
One of the answers, though, is a better start, a longer start.
Exactly. Yeah, it does kind of domino effect from your starter, but if you are pitching well in the bullpen, it can really spiral out of control because you end up being in matchups that you don't want. You're just out there because the other guy failed. But when it's going good, it can steamroll and do really well because you get every matchup you want and every guy is doing their job. As we take a look at the Cincinnati pen getting loose, Alex Young.
3-0 on Muncy. It's a strike. Pop up into the bright sunshine. Right side of the diamond, right corner of the diamond. There's Jonathan India to finish off the 4th, but the Dodgers get 3 for the 2nd straight inning. Chris Taylor matches his total from last year with his 10th home run, and it's 6-zip, middle 4. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., where all your charboiled burger wishes come true. 6-0, Dodgers in front as Kershaw pours in a strike to Jonathan India. 3, 4, and 5 due up. India bounced into a double play his first time. One ball, one strike. And Kershaw issued a 4-pitch walk to open the game, but already dialed in from that point forward.
Been mostly fastball slider.
Fly to right for Mookie Betts.
He's attempted a few curveballs, 3 of them, but hasn't landed one yet. When he's needed it, he's gone to the slider. The Reds are 0 for 6 off of his slider. And that's the pitch that really regressed in May. So he's been locked in with that against the Yankees here in June and now with the Reds.
One gone for De La Cruz. Infield single his first time. Then he got his first big league steal. Using the legs. Swinging and missing at his slider here. We've mentioned a couple times that he signed for a relatively small amount because he was an average sized kid. He was 6 feet tall when he was 16. There's a curve, and it's 0-2. A couple years in the system, went to their academy in the Dominican, and was just, in his words, another guy. And like so many guys, used 2020 to change his status. He said he worked harder than he ever had. And he grew 4 inches, added 15 pounds, and came back in 2021 a new man. That's when he really took off. Watches this curve miss, and it's 2-2. It's when his speed came too. He said even though he was a smaller guy, he wasn't a fast guy. But those extra workouts that he did in 2020 strengthened his lower half and added the speed. He's down on strikes here against Kershaw, who's got his 4th.
It's another good slider. Now the Reds 0 for 7 on that pitch today.
Spencer Steer was the Rookie of the Month in May in the National League. Strike 1 from Kershaw. Southern California guy, Millikan High School in Long Beach, where at first he thought his future was probably going to be as a pitcher. Injured his shoulder though, and that wound up being something that changed his course to Oregon as a hitter. More of a contact guy there. He's added some power as he's come up. Curve gets him swinging here for strike 2.
Slider was the only pitch that was getting a swing and a miss, but now the curveball is added in. One pitch to compete, 2 pitches to probably win, 3 pitches. If he gets that third one going, the curveball, he could really dominate the rest of this game.
Two.
Kersh has gone 7 4 times this year. I'd love to see him even go 8 today.
Why stop there?
Yeah. 2 out in the 4th and only 47 pitches.
Another 2-2 to Steer. Punch in the ground to a well-positioned Vargas. So 1-2-3-4 for Clayton Kershaw. His first clean inning of the game. Mobile coverage cam on this beautiful afternoon here in Cincinnati. David Peralta is going to lead off this 5th for the Dodgers. 2 for 2 at a 2-run single his last time. Just barely. New pitcher for the Reds, Alex Young, with the Dodgers saw on Tuesday night. Freddie Freeman hit his grand slam against Young, who really struggled with control in that inning and 2/3 of work. He walked a few. But overall, it's been an excellent season for the left-hander, formerly of the Diamondbacks.
The way the Reds have scored in this series and throughout the year, they probably have not given up on this game at all. Halfway to go, and a little defense, and who knows what'll happen. They've already walked the Dodgers off twice, come from behind wins.
There are more of those comeback wins than anybody in the National League. Peralta bangs one into left or into right center field and has his 3rd hit of the game. His first 3-hit game as a Dodger.
Some excitement running through this body after this great swing. Another line drive off his bat, and this is officially a scamper around first with this turn. Watch this.
That's the freight train, baby.
Woo, woo, woo. Get back. Little Three Stooges in there.
1-0 on Vargas. Trying to extend his mini hitting streak. 5 games in a row. Reaching base half the time in that stretch. One ball, 2 strikes.
Dodger offense, I'm sure, is trying to maintain their concentration here and not take their foot off the gas. Go ahead and have an attempt to have a blowout win with your ace on the mound.
Make it a happy, quick flight to Philadelphia. The Phillies are going to play the final game of their series tonight. It was supposed to be last night, but postponed because of the air condition from the fires. And so they'll take on the Tigers tonight. Phillies are hot. They've won 4 consecutive games after losing 5 consecutive games. Two-two pitch. Counts full. Alex Young, former TCU Horned Frog. Delivers a payoff. Vargas swings and misses. And one gone in the fifth. So Chris Taylor heads back to the plate. Matched his season total from last year in the fourth inning with his 10th home run.
Ball that was out and away from him, but he kept his hands inside and drove that ball to right center. Some good backspin and some nice carry here at this ballpark.
He did it against a right-hander. Only his third against a righty. Twice as many plate appearances. Oh, 0-2. Roller to third. De La Cruz to second for one. Late to first. Taylor's on with a fielder's choice and two gone for James Outman.
De La Cruz very smooth down there at third base. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where he ends up. That large frame.
And with how loaded they are at shortstop. Seeing more guys with the big frames playing shortstop, playing middle infield these days, but certainly the way that it fits into the puzzle, it would make sense.
A little less work over there at third base. You don't have to go over to second on the shift now. That's against the rules. You don't have to go out so far on cutoffs and relays.
Outman scored a couple times today. Got hit by a pitch and walked. Trying to get his season righted. Player of the month in April. The OPS since then, 440 points below what it was in April.
So that's going from an all-star to a guy who doesn't almost belong in the big leagues. But he does because of the overall stats and ability, but just from that partial of the season, that portion. All kinds of long rope for this guy to find it when you've seen the performance he's already had.
There goes Taylor. Muscled left side. De La Cruz steps up to get it and throws across to get Outman. Halfway home in Cincinnati. Dodgers up 6-0. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Just a perfect day here in Cincinnati. Clayton Kershaw, 4 scoreless innings. Strike one on Tyler Stevenson. 6, 7, and 8 coming up for the Reds in the fifth. Kershaw walked the leadoff hitter on 4 pitches, but dial in since then. And his 50th pitch is hit to left field right at Peralta.
Curveball starting to land, has him out in front. Just a very routine fly ball to left. Clayton still cruising.
The Dodgers so many times over the course of his decade and a half in the major leagues have asked him to put them on his shoulders. Play the stopper. Baseball cliche terms. TJ Hopkins here with one gone. And the times where he doesn't do it, where he doesn't carry him, it's shocking because he's so reliable when they need him coming through.
He carried that burden into the third when the offense got him 3. Then the offense gets him 3 in the top of the third, 3 in the top of the fourth. Now he sees it as a responsibility. They've taken care of their business. Now it's his turn to finish off his business, and he's on a roll right now. Got some really good momentum and a great pitch count at 53.
Got a strikeout of Hopkins on a slider.
Got Matt McLain on his first strikeout of the night or the day with this slider, the one that's down at the knees and ends up at the shins and toes.
5 Ks for Kershaw, 5 more, and everybody's going to get that free jumbo jack tomorrow. He's retired 6 straight, and Jose Barrero stands in with 2 gone, swings and misses at a first pitch slider. Up the middle and through. Kershaw dodges a bullet there. Quite literally diving and dodging off of the mound to avoid that hot shot.
Bale. There's 2 ways you don't want to get hurt here. By hit by the ball, he actually ducks his head out of the way, throws his glove around to try and attempt to catch it, and we have seen him catch a ball like that. A ground ball, not a line drive. And then your hope he can get off the ground without being hurt.
Only 3rd hit for Cincinnati through these 5 innings. Now the 9-hitter, Curt Casali. Hit it hard his first time, but a fantastic play by Max Muncy robbed him of a hit. He's now 0 for 9 against Clayton Kershaw in his career, 5 strikeouts. One ball, 1 strike. The guy who's returned to Cincinnati, his 10th year in the majors, from Tampa Bay to Cincinnati for 3 years from 2018 to 2020, but then the Giants and the Mariners, and back to the Reds on a 1-year deal this winter. On this 1-1 pitch, swings and misses at a curve. He sure has brought that baby along today.
Early on, it was arm side and not really breaking that sharp. Now he's moved it onto the plate and it's got that good downward movement.
The 1-2. Slider taken low.
Two count, looking for that 6th strikeout in just 5 innings.
Good take by Casali to work count full.
If he gets it with a swing and miss, all the swings and misses today have been on breaking balls. 10 with the slider and 2 with the curveball.
Another 3-2 coming to Curt Casali. Walked him. First walk since the first hitter of the day. Well, the Reds have had 3 different players hit in the leadoff spot in this series, and it hasn't mattered who they've had. They've performed well. You had Jake Fraley getting 2 hits in game 1. Last night, the walk-off home run from Will Benson. And Kevin Newman's got a walk and a double as the leadoff guy today. Trying to get the Reds on the board with 2 gone in the 5th. Slider sweeps in there for a strike. Longtime Pittsburgh Pirate watches a curve miss. All-star level against left-handed pitching this year. His first one with the Reds. On this 1-1, he chases a curve in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
13th swing and miss of the day for Clayton, and another one on a breaking ball.
On another 2-strike count. Clayton Kershaw has his highest strikeout rate since 2015 this year. 5 under his belt today, and a 1-2 count on Newman. Fires. Just misses in.
You'd think you get a reputation strike there. Clayton, through the years, this is the out pitch.
Deuce is wild in the 5th. They'll try it again with a 2-2. Down the line foul. Ooh, nice effort there.
Speaking of balls in the stands, how about the home run ball yesterday? De La Cruz's first.
Just thinking about that. Yeah, they negotiated for a while. The young man up there had all his friends with him, and they negotiated signed baseballs from De La Cruz for all of them. Strike 3, fastball to the outside corner. Clayton Kershaw's 6th of the game, and he strands a pair. He's through 5 scoreless.
On June 18th, we'll receive a Father's Day bucket hat presented by Security Benefit. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions to learn more.
Some good-looking models there. 6-0 game, top of the 6th inning. Yeah, and another pitcher out of the Reds bullpen, Eduardo Salazar. Those numbers skewed here as a rookie by giving up 5 runs without recording an out in a game at Fenway Park a couple weeks ago. Comes home to Austin Barnes. His other 4 games, though, he's given up just 1 run, and he got his first career win by pitching a scoreless 9th on Monday. Been the best day for Barnes at the plate this year. 1 for 2 with a double, his 2 hardest hit balls of the year.
Sinker slider change, but to a righty, it's just sinker slider. Uses the changeup just rarely with lefties.
Barnes shoots one into right. That is caught by Hopkins. 1 gone in the 6th, and a quick word from Morongo.
Thank you for voting Morongo the best casino resort in the Southland.
Up comes Mookie Betts. Had hit by a pitch and scored in the 3rd, singled in the 4th.
One of the models for the Father's Day hat, 16 home runs. Muncy, the other model, with 18 home runs. That hat will not make you hit home runs.
I don't know.
I don't know.
False advertising.
It's
there.
got some power in it.
Caught at first by Newman, who was positioned way off of the line to take a hit away from Betts.
We've seen some very nice effort from him over there at first base for a guy who hasn't played there much at all
in his life.
Fat lip in game 1, going over against the screen, having the ball bounce off the railing right at him and cut him up. That's a nice play there.
2 up, 2 down for Salazar. Freddie Freeman takes a hack and comes up empty. It's knocked in 2 today. Been a perfect day so far. Walk, single, sac fly. Freddie comes in with his average at 328. Luis Arraez, by the way, had 2 for 4 last night, up to 403 in the 400 watch. Falls off the table, full count. And he takes a 2-out walk. Speaking of a rise, those Marlins, man, real deal. They've won 6 consecutive games. They're 11-3 over their last 14, and they're within 2 games of the Braves. Getting kept alive for Martinez, who grew up a Marlins fan. Dodgers aren't going to see the Marlins until August, and they see them twice in a 2.5-week span. Dodger Stadium in mid-August, and then in Miami in September. 0-2 pitch to Martinez, way outside.
JD seeing all breaking balls in this at bat so far. High slider low and away that he swung and missed that, and then that one they tried to walk him off the plate. He just took it out of hand.
Here comes the 2-2. Martinez takes ball 3.
Worked himself back to a full count all the way from an 0-2.
Freeman will take off with the pitch. There he goes. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Scoreless 6th inning for Salazar. 6-0 to the bottom of the 6th. Inside the Box score brought to you by your Lexus dealers. Clayton Kershaw, 5 scoreless innings.
Been outstanding tonight. The swing and miss with the slider. The curveball has really joined the parade too. The offense has gotten him a lot of support, but when it needs that big out, it's going to be one of these 2 breaking balls here so far today.
Season high swings and misses 19. He's got 13 of them through 5 innings, and he'll face 2, 3, and 4 in the Reds lineup here. Matt McLain leads off to the corner with a fastball, which is how he finished off last inning. McLain very hard to strike out, but Kershaw's done it both times against him today. Deals a 1-1 and the dirt ball 2. Two and 2.
Good adjustment right there. Austin Barnes, that foul ball got a piece of him. Clayton walking in and give him a little time. Clayton makes a good adjustment to get that slider in the strike zone. Really, even though we were in a 2-1 count, really all 3 balls were off the plate. He just got the benefit of the doubt on the first fastball away.
2-2 pitch. McLain starts the 6th and has a base hit to left.
Now the slider before this pitch was down, so he makes the adjustment to bring it up a little bit in the 3-2 count to try and get a strike, but kind of overhangs it. And that ball didn't break a lot. It was up in the eyes, and he didn't miss it.
6th hit of the series for McLain. And here's Jonathan India, who's had a hit in 6 games in a row. Still looking for his first one today. takes upstairs. Former Florida Gator. Huge career there. 3 trips to the College World Series. Won a national championship. Was the SEC Player of the Year. And the 5th overall pick in 2018. '26, now in his 3rd year. One of the tricks that Jonathan used early on in his major league career to snap him out of a slump is he started sleeping with his bats. And he said he went from feeling like he had no chance to getting a couple hits and took off from there. But it got a little weird, so he ditched it. And probably not real comfy. 2-2.
Middle of the night, you roll over, and all of a sudden you go, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And you remember you brought your bat to bed.
Serves this one through the right side, and kind of a snapshot of what the Reds have done lately. Betts' throw is not in time. So back-to-back singles to open this 6th for Cincinnati. They look to mount a comeback again.
Well, he doesn't hit it very well. He just kind of slices it out to right, and Matt McLain has to make a very good turn at second and use his speed because Mookie Betts throws it harder than Indy hit it and almost gets him at third. Velocity, accuracy, what an arm Mookie has at right.
Couple of ducks on the pond for De La Cruz, who's got an infield single and a strikeout today. He's been on base in 6 of his 11 plate appearances his first 3 days in the big leagues. No pitch. That's a violation. Let's see who he signaled it on.
I think it's on Clayton.
Okay. And he'll start with a 1-0 count. Dodgers have the fewest violations in the National League this year. Two 2-0. And you can see the clock run out. It's gotten to the point where Clayton's comfortable enough with the timing where he doesn't even look at the pitch clock. 2-0 is on the outside corner. Maybe one of those reputation strikes you were asking for earlier. With Barnes having to reach, not usually going to get that.
First pitch of this inning, and that one a little wide.
Coming inside with the 2-1 and getting a strike at the knees. 2-2. Well, De La Cruz has reached in 6 of his 11 plate appearances. 4 of the 5 times he's not, it's been because of a strikeout. Kershaw's 2 strikes on him here. Got him to chase a curve. Then got his 7th K of the day.
All the at-bats prior to facing Clayton Kershaw, De La Cruz looked very confident, hitting from the left side. This is the first day he's hit from the right side in the big leagues, and it looks like Clayton has got between his ears a little bit. He doesn't have the same swagger in the box as he had against the other Dodger pitchers.
1 away for Steer. McLain at third, India at first. Popped up. Right side of the infield. It's Vargas. So very quickly, Kershaw on the verge of being able to get out of this inning unscathed. Not out of the woods, though. Good hitter coming up. Tyler Stevenson, who's gotten a hit and knocked in a run 3 consecutive games.
Good way to get a fresh clock, changing the baseball. Pick off to first. Maybe you want to regroup a little bit.
Strike on Stevenson. Good ball he got.
Exactly. That one knows what it's doing. 86 pitches. He's gone his 100 once and a 105 once. That was all back in the middle of April.
Well, first things first, but you'd love to be able to squeeze a 7th inning out of him.
Pitch count elevating as the game gone on, but still well under control to get that 7th inning out of him. Get out of this one before it hits that 90 mark.
Dodgers have had a starter complete 6 only 5 times in their last 22 games. 0-2 coming home. Stevenson strikes out. Clayton Kershaw 8 strikeouts over 6 scoreless innings on a day where the Dodgers really needed him.
Will receive a special Will Smith bobblehead presented by Security Benefit. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions to learn more.
All right, Kirsten, Clayton Kershaw and Dave Roberts having a chat after 6 scoreless innings. Max Muncy to lead off the top of the 7th. We were talking earlier, Orel, about Kershaw not as good this year getting out of jams. Runner in scoring position average around 300, but today back to his old self. Reds 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position, and in that case they had 1st and 3rd, nobody out, and he was able to get out of it unscathed.
A very cordial conversation between Dave Roberts and Clayton, and I would have to say that probably Clayton is going to stay in the game. It wasn't very animated, and those guys are down there still relaxing in the pen, nobody warming. I'm fine, Skip. I want to keep going. Okay, Clayton, you can.
3-1 on Muncy as Salazar stays in. Muncy's 0 for 2 today, 2 for 9 in this series. Although he did breach when he got hit by a pitch. Full count.
He'd like to hit a home run, Joe, but you know, a single would tie him for number of singles compared to number of home runs.
That's right. One more homer than he has singles.
Yesterday, his 17th single. He has 18 home runs. Just a base hit, Max.
Sends one in the air the other way. Steers racing back on it to the edge of the track. Barrero cuts over. You've got a couple lifetime infielders out there, and it kind of looked like that.
That is barely. That's not even left center. That's left field where he caught that ball.
Now you got to love a guy who hadn't played a whole lot of outfield in his life just completely taking charge.
Wow.
Because the other guys played even less. First 3-hit game as a Dodger for David Peralta today. Ground ball right side. India cuts it off and keeps Peralta from a 4-hit effort. Although maybe another chance coming in the 9th. And boy, it's following the same trend, isn't it? Dodgers are 1 for their last 11, and from the 5th inning on in this series, 2 for 40.
Just trying to get out of Cincinnati with 1 W and get a little momentum going into Philly.
Strike on Vargas.
That's where you get the bench chirping on the height of a pitch if they think it's wrong. That's the one they see accurately from the left side or the right side.
Ground ball through. Hitting streak extended to 6 games for Miguel Vargas. And the Dodgers have had at least one base runner in every inning.
It's this one right back up the middle. They're giving him the middle there a little bit. He's got to hit a 4-hopper accurately to get that base hit.
Brings up Chris Taylor. He's got the Dodgers' lone home run in this game. He's got another hit. This one under Vargas into right. Back-to-back 2-out singles. Dodgers looking for their first run in this series after the 4th inning.
Chris Taylor gets a lot of hits where he kind of tops the ball and pulls it to the left side. And sometimes he'll backspin him over there and hit him a long way. Today with 2 hits to the right side, one a home run with some backspin and that one with some slicing action to right. 2 really good swings.
Ian Gibaut is ready in the Reds pen. Outman's the hitter, and see if Salazar gets a chance to face him or if that was just to buy a little time. And he will. Salazar against Outman. Hits it hard. Oh, what a stab by India, but his throw is late, and the bases are loaded. Infield hit for James Outman. 3 straight 2-out singles.
Great range, great hands. It almost makes a spectacular play to record the out, but it does save a run by getting this ball in the leather. This ball is actually behind him. Just a great stab. You see that kind of when balls are in the air and people are diving for pop-ups that they barely can reach. That one on the ground just bounding up the middle. What a nice play.
A guy who has not been a very good defender saved a run there, put it on Barnes' plate. That's a strike after 3 hits on 3 pitches. Barnes 1 for 3, knocked in a run with a double back in the 4th. That's the Dodgers' last inning where they scored. 1 ball, 1 strike. One way or another, this is going to be Salazar's last hitter. It's ball 2, nowhere to put him. Three balls and a strike. On 3-1, Barnes grounds one off the glove of Salazar to India at second, and the Dodgers leave the bases loaded in the 7th. We stretch in a 6-0 game.
By Cadillac, Gavin Lux continues his rehab process and is mic'd up in the dugout during a game against the Yankees. And while the Dodgers host the New Yorkers for a series in LA, take a look back at some of the memorable games between the 2 iconic franchises. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers. That's tomorrow.
Clayton Kershaw does stay out there for the 7th inning. T.J. Hopkins swings at the first pitch and rolls it foul. For the Reds against Kershaw today, 5 hits, 2 walks. But Kershaw, like he often has throughout his major league career, finds a way to keep him off the board even with that traffic.
He's got the bottom of the order coming up here, 7, 8, 9, as we see Taylor Scott warming up behind him. This portion of the order is 1 for 5 off of Clayton with a walk.
2 balls, 1 strike. After a month of May where ERA was 5.5, struggled to get deep into games. He averaged less than 5 innings per start, which is just so unlike him. Trying to make it back-to-back 7-inning outings to open June. Is 2-2 to Hopkins. Hitting the ground to straightaway short for Chris Taylor. And the Dodgers have had 7 outings of 7 innings this season. Kershaw's got 4 of them. Urias has 2. May had 1. So he can get another couple outs. It'd be 5 of 8, courtesy of number 22. 1 gone in the 7th, and the hitter is Jose Barrero. Fouls this one straight back. It's on the very softest end of the slider spectrum there at 84. That curve and a thing of beauty.
You don't worry about the speed on that curveball. He just worries about how sharp it's breaking. And he has found it today. First 3 he did not land, but after testing 3 of them, he has locked it in.
His 0-2. Another curve, this one taken low.
Well, these days have become known as Kershaw days, but I think it really is another Kershaw appreciation day. When you think about him creeping up against 7 innings, a day when the team needed him.
Got another strikeout.
You continue to appreciate this man's career. He's done it all in a Dodger uniform. One of the all-time greats, still pitching on the mound at an all-time great level.
Back-to-back starts of 9 strikeouts, matching a season high. 2 gone in the 7th, and Curt Casali. Stabbed at third by Max Muncy, and that finishes off 7 scoreless innings for Clayton Kershaw. Dodgers desperately needed some length, desperately needed something to feel good about. 7 scoreless innings. He matches the season high with his 9 Ks. And he gets the final out. An excellent play by Max Muncy in a series full of them.
Max has been very quick down there with his reaction times and his hands. Fantastic play to start a double play yesterday, and this one tonight took an odd hop at the end, but he got his glove up around his ear and snatched that one, and then this one right here. He has shown some really good quickness and dexterity down there at third.
To the 8th inning, to the top of the order. Danny and Jabot's on the pitch to Mookie Betts. Dodgers saw him on Monday night at a scoreless 8th inning. 5th year with his 5th team. And the best year he's had to this point. Betts hits it hard, deep to left field. Back goes Steer to the corner. He comes forward now. That's weird. I completely misread that. Sorry, folks.
I think the wind got you.
Thank you.
Yeah. It got under it a lot. Mookie got under it, and then it just looked like a cushion of air just kind of kept it up there and stopped it.
I had the thing fly into like Detroit.
We're going to Philly.
Well, either way, the ball's not. It's in shallow left field. Good job, Davis. Strike 1 on Freeman. Freddie yet to be officially retired today. 2 walks, RBI single, and a sacrifice fly. 0-2 hole here. Second place ain't bad.
It's quite a gap.
Freeman reaches out and swats a base hit into the left field. And oh man, second hit. He's been on 4 times. It's awesome.
2-strike protection. Please just foul it off. No, it goes in the hole and gets a hit.
It's barely a half swing. Martinez looking for his first hit of the day. A day where the Dodgers have 11.
That is a great line for a designated hitter that's got that spot locked up.
Fly to left center field. I nailed this one, people. 2 out.
Let yourself up for air.
Dodgers 6, Reds nothing. 2 gone in the 8th inning. Max Muncy 0 for 3 at the plate today. Dodgers have these 6 runs and 11 hits, even though their 3 and 4 hitter don't have any hits. Strike from Gibaut. And 2. Just missed.
It was a very good 2-strike pitch.
Tries it again. This one a 1-2 pitch. Freeman runs. Muncy pulls it foul.
Soft away and then hard in. Max spoiling that pitch.
It's another 1-2. Freeman not running this time. Muncy jumping rope. 2-2.
Get those puppies out of the way. Don't want anything hitting you on the foot like it did James Outman earlier. Outman with the steel-toed shoes.
That'll protect the puppies.
You see these dogs going around with steel-toed paws. And not working.
Freeman runs. Swing and a miss from Muncy, and that ends the top of the 8th. Back in studio, John and Jerry and James have the post-game show. Recap this one. Look ahead to the Phillies series, which begin tomorrow night. This is Taylor Scott, who's been back and forth a few times between Oklahoma City and the Dodgers. Got to make his Dodger debut against the Yankees Saturday and went 1 2/3 without giving up a hit, which is continuation of what he's done in Oklahoma City. 3-0 with a 1.37 in a hitter's league.
Sinker slider changeup coming on the back now of Clayton Kershaw, and trying to find Clayton his 8th win of the year, which would make him #1 in the National League.
Top of the order, ball 1 on Kevin Newman. And strike 1 on Newman. So we have now, Oral, seen all the teams in the Central. What are your thoughts on the Reds' chances of contending this year?
I think they're going to be right there in the race the way they're playing. I think the consistency we're seeing, the hustle, they're playing with some passion and some confidence. And with the addition now of De La Cruz, they continue to look like a team that is going to be interesting throughout the whole year. I mean, coming into the year, what? It's going to be St. Louis on paper.
Yeah. And look at them.
Yeah, they're 8.5 back, and a lot of teams to jump over. We get a better read on how this is going to shake out once we get to All-Star break and get into the second half of the season. This is a pretty good sample size to show you that Cincinnati is going to compete.
Well, it'll be a good time to know a little more, because that's the next time the Dodgers are going to see the Reds in the first homestand of the second half. Fly to left. David Peralta's out there for the first out of the 8th. Be really interesting to see the way they play the trade deadline. Do they go try to get a piece or two? They still have a bunch of prospects available if they want to go that route. Or do they say, kind of playing with house money this year, keep bringing those prospects up, we go for it in the offseason? Ball 1 on McLean.
They're going to have some present tense thinking with some long-term thinking. Are we being fooled a little bit that we're here too soon and make a move that hurts them in the long run?
They've really been kind of rebuilding things since their 2020 postseason trip. They traded Winker and Suarez. They had Sonny Gray here. They had Wade Miley here. Raisel Iglesias.
They're going to get Joey Votto back. See how he fits into this equation.
Fly to right center field. Betts on the move. Won't get there. Outman plays the carom. McLean can really run, and he's into second with a double. 7 hits in 3 games for Matt McLean.
Well struck. Carom's off the right center wall, played perfectly by James Outman. We don't have McLean's wheels. Outman's throw is probably going to record an out, but with McLean's speed, he gets there easily.
Reds trying to break up the shutout. Jonathan India 1 for 3 against Kershaw. Takes ball 1. You wouldn't blame the Reds for thinking bigger than just breaking up the shutout. As pesky as they've been late in games this year, especially in this series. Got the call, 1-1.
A lot of times you see a guy who throws sidearm like this that doesn't want to elevate the fastball, but that had great running action to that inside corner.
Fly to right. No big deal for Mookie Betts. McLean to third and 2 gone in the 8th. Yeah, one more look at Elly De La Cruz. Let's flip back over to the left side. The righty Scott now. Against Kershaw today, De La Cruz had an infield hit and then struck out swinging twice. Strike one. We're not seeing him chase any of those back footers from the left side.
It looked like he was just guessing fastball right there and just glad he swung and missed. If you throw the fastball, he's going to really hit some good locations with this swing of his. Taylor Scott's fastball has a tendency to kind of ride and tail, not sink. And so that would stay on the barrel a little bit more. So more pinpoint accuracy with that type of fastball needed.
It's 2-1.
Reds with another runner in scoring position here, even with 2 outs, trying to break up the shutout. They are 0 for 8 in their RISP today. Nothing but spinners.
Change to get De La Cruz and finish off a scoreless 8th for Taylor Scott. 6-0 Dodgers on to the 9th in Cincinnati. Under previewing the rest of this road trip, Michael Grove for the Dodgers tomorrow against Ranger Suarez of the Phillies. On Saturday, it's Bobby Miller and Aaron Nola, and then Julio Urias and Taijuan Walker to wrap up the road trip on Sunday. That strikeout of De La Cruz was his 3rd of the day, so he's contributed a 1/3 of your jumbo jack, roughly. David Peralta leads off the 9th inning. Ball 1 from Ian Gibaut. Another chance for Peralta to get a 4-hit game here. 3 for 4, his first 3-hit game as a Dodger. So his emergence continues, which goes back more than a month now. 2-1. Dave Roberts said even when it wasn't going well with Peralta, he doesn't look at the average, doesn't look at the OPS. He just feels good when his veteran player's in the box for him. That's a 4-hit day for David Peralta. And not too far from being a 5-hit day. It took a nice play by the second baseman India his last time up to retire him.
The last one was a hard hit, hopping ground ball. This one, the line drive, beat the second baseman that time. Quite a day. Congratulations.
Vargas sends this one in the air to left. Steer is there. Just a reminder of the career that David Peralta has had. This is his 16th 4-hit game. One away for Taylor.
About a 3-hit game for Chris Taylor against a righty.
Including a homer.
Yep. Get one right here.
Ball and a strike.
Got one he liked right there. A really good cut. Has stayed inside the ball today and used the right side of the diamond.
Took a changeup that floated inside. Ball 2. And Taylor's going to be in the lineup tomorrow with the lefty Ranger Suarez. Get another look at Johnny DeLuca likely tomorrow. Game 1 against the defending National League champion Phillies. Ball 3 on Taylor.
First look at Johnny DeLuca was a good look. He looked like he belonged. Hit the ball hard. Played some good center field. Got a little Ron Cey look to him in the batter's box and with that mustache.
Three-two pitch coming from Ian Gibaut to Chris Taylor. And there'll be another. Dodgers will try to do to Philly what they did Dodger Stadium. Scored 10+ runs in all 3 games in a sweep over the Phils in May. There goes Peralta. Taylor hits one on the ground. They'll stay out of the double play as McLean throws Taylor out. Kirsten, you ran that comp by Johnny DeLuca. What did he think?
I sure did, and he said that he's actually gotten it before and that he was very appreciative of the compliments. I told him, I was like, it's the hair, the mustache, you got a little swag to yourself as well. And he was like, thank you, one. But he actually has heard that he's gotten Ron Cey before. So he appreciated Oral. He does.
He's got the look. He's also got the power. I mean, he had some nice swings and good approaches to some big league fastballs. I think the swing looks like he's going to be a low ball hitter, but his first at bat, the line drive to right that he scorched in his first big league at bat, was a high fastball, and he made a really good approach to it.
Little Penguin. Two gone in the top of the 9th, and James Outman, who scored a couple runs today. Six runs on 12 hits for the Dodgers, and the pitching picked up its end of the deal today with 7 scoreless from Clayton Kershaw, scoreless 8th from Taylor Scott. Michael Grove will try and build off some encouraging stuff on Saturday in his last start against the Yankees. They're going to put Outman on here and bring up Barnes. Now Grove is throwing harder than ever after making some mechanical adjustments while he's coming off of the injured list, working in Arizona with Rob Hill. All that said, he still gave up the two-run home runs. It spoiled the line. And so he would love to take the improved stuff and have it lead to an improved line. 1 for 4 day for Barnes. 2 on, 2 out here in the 9th. The Dodger catcher takes strike 1. The 1-2 pitch. Barnes takes it low. It's one of those series this weekend, or we got to pay close attention to the game times. You got 3 different game times. 4:05 Pacific, 1:05 Pacific, 10:35 in the finale.
I feel like you were reminding me to keep checking the itinerary.
Always here for you.
Yeah. Just tell me what bus to be on.
Peralta and Outman both often moving with this pitch. Austin Barnes. Oh.
So dangerous anywhere on the hand and wrist. Especially on a check swing like this where you're going forward into this fastball. It's the backhand, the right throwing hand, right above the hand on the wrist. Hopefully it's okay. Barnes is the 20th base runner for the Dodgers today. The 12 hits, 5 walks, and now 3 hit batsmen.
Offense continues to produce at a high level. 20 runs in the 3 games. Barnes, noted tough guy, going to stay in there.
The score being 6-0, if he feels like he can get the ball back to the mound, and it's not hurting him too much, you don't have to worry about the stolen base in the 9th.
Trying to get their first run of this series after the 4th inning. 20 runs all coming in the first 4 innings of these 3 games. Betts slaps it foul. Today it was 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. Bases loaded in the 9th. The 0-1. Strike 2. Back to Jabot. And that'll do it for the 9th. Through 8 innings in this game as the Dodgers try to avoid the sweep. And Austin Barnes, while he was able to stay in and finish that inning on the bases, he's going to leave the game. Going back down into the clubhouse with Possum. And Will Smith come on to catch the 9th. Taylor Scott stays in, worked a scoreless 8th. Spencer Steer to lead off. College teammate of Johnny DeLucas at Oregon. I mentioned yesterday for his debut, Johnny had his parents here, had his agent here, and then he had a teammate of his at Oregon because he figured, hey, chance to come watch 2 of my old teammates, and Johnny and Steer. Twins drafted him and then traded him in the Tyler Mahle deal last year. Fly to right. Betts going back with room for the first out of the 9th. Tyler Stevenson with the bases empty and 1 away. Came in with a 3-game streak of at least 1 hit, at least 1 knocked in. And take strike 1 from Scott. Now the last 2 days are on Nick Robertson and Taylor Scott, who have both been top arms down in Oklahoma City, have been really impressive coming up and just attacking.
They've really been good. And the thing I'm most impressed with our player development people, no matter if it ends up being a pitcher coming up or a position player, the maturity and the poise of all these players when they come up, they never look like they're overwhelmed. Even when they do poorly or even when they do well, you just see a makeup about them that there's a calmness. Guys in the batter's box, guys on the mound.
Yeah, somebody asked Dave Roberts the other day, what do you see from the guys that are coming up that they're not doing that young guys often do? And he said it's not speeding up on them.
Yeah.
To short for Taylor. 2 gone in the 9th.
And that's such a huge part of reaching your potential and not having to have to settle into the big leagues, that you come settled. And I think Dave and the organization has created that kind of chemistry where you can work on that in the minor leagues, and they come into an environment at the big league level where they are just asked to be themselves and allowed to be themselves. They don't have to fit in. There's not a lot of rookie hazing. They're just pretty much get a lot of comfort and help as soon as they get here.
Freeman over, but out of his reach. Actually hit the wire. Holds up the net. And the Reds are down to their last strike. In the case of Taylor Scott, a more veteran version of a call-up. Time in the majors, Seattle and Baltimore, San Diego. Home with a 1-2 to finish this one off. And the Dodgers avoid the sweep with a shutout win. 6-0 over the Reds.
Every department was good today to get this one victory here in Cincinnati. The offense, Clayton Kershaw, the bullpen, and some great defense also behind the pitching.
So they snapped the 4-game losing streak and cut a half game off of the deficit against the Diamondbacks. Head off to Philadelphia for a 3-game series with the defending National League champions, who they swept a month ago at Dodger Stadium. For Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Cincinnati, and talk to you from Philadelphia tomorrow night.